What's up, guys? I'm TechSource. Welcome to Setup Wars episode 215 Budget Edition. It's that time again where we're going to take a look at some setups that don't break the bank. As always, we do have a budget of $2,000 or less, which includes the cost of the PC. So with that said, sit back and relax because it's time for Setup Wars. If you've always been wanting an easy way to transfer data from one phone to another, then you're gonna love today's sponsor. Wondershare Mobile Trends is a desktop application that helps over 50 million users transfer data from one phone to another. You can also transfer data from WhatsApp and other social apps along with restoring data from cloud backups. It makes it easy for you to move everything with just one click, and now they're offering a 40% discount just for my subscribers, which will bring the price down to under $20. Click the link below to try it out yourself. Kicking out the show is Adrian from the Philippines and his modest gaming setup. He said he spent about $1,600 for everything, including the PC. I love when people get creative under a budget. Adrian, in this instance, created those hexagon panels that he added on the wall, and he only spent a total of $7 making them out of foam boards. I encourage you guys watching this video to do something this creative for your own setup as well. You can buy these foam boards on Amazon for pretty cheap and cut them up in pretty cool designs to add to your wall. You can even mix them up and buy whiteboards and paint them in any color you want to kind of match your color scheme and really take your setup to the next level on a tight budget. Adrian is rocking a 22-inch ViewSonic monitor as the main display and a 32-inch Hisense TV up top as an overhead. And for peripherals, we got the Corsair K70 rapid-fire keyboard with a Rival 600 mouse from SteelSeries. I've mentioned this many times before, but you can route the mouse wire alongside the keyboard wire. That way it looks like only one cable is going across the desk for a much cleaner look. The rest of the cables have been managed very well. I do like that you used a channel raceway to hide the TV cables and the rest of the wires behind the desk. For audio, Adrian is using two giant Edifier speakers that he has sitting on nightstands and a JBL Bluetooth speaker in the center, but for gaming, he uses the SteelSeries H wireless headset. The custom PC he is using is probably the most expensive part of this setup. It's equipped with the i5 7600K and the Zotac RTX 2060. Really good placement of your AIO, by the way. Adding it to the front of the case like that ensures your CPU is getting fresh, cool air. There isn't much I can recommend to improve your setup. I feel like you did a really great job keeping everything organized and clean while adding a personal touch like those hexagon panels up top. You do have some extra space on the sides to add some more artwork if you really want to, but overall a solid budget setup. Thank you, Adrian, for starting out the show. Up next is Alfie from England and his laptop-powered setup. He is actually relying on his Dell Latitude to game and do homework. The main source of gaming is through GeForce Now and his Xbox One S that he has attached on the side of his drawer. That's definitely one place to store your console if you want to keep the surface of your desk minimal. I love that Alfie didn't let his budget or lack of a desktop PC stop him from building a dope-looking setup. To start off, he's using a desk that he built himself, and it's actually being supported by an iPhone box. Bruh. He's using a single 25-inch BenQ monitor that he mounted against the wall, which he covered with those 3D art panels. Now, these actually don't cost as much as you might think. Each panel goes for about $6, and he's using 12 of them on the wall. So a total of $70 that he spent, which is really good considering how big they are. He did keep the desk fairly minimal with only the essentials and a few Funko Pops for that added personalization. We do have the ADX keyboard and mouse combo with an interesting choice to drill a hole in the mouse pad separately just for the mouse. I can't say I recommend that, but oddly enough, it seems to work. For audio, he's using the Logitech G433 gaming headset and budget fee-fine microphone that he has hooked up to a boom arm. I won't complain too much about cable management since this is a budget edition, but you are better off using cable clips instead of tape eventually for reliability. One more thing I can recommend to improve your setup's aesthetics is covering those RGB strips. Sometimes I feel like a broken record saying the same thing over and over, but I realize there are thousands of new subscribers that watch these videos every day, so I'm doomed to repeat myself eventually. So basically what you can do is grab these frosted PVC tubes from Home Depot and run the LED strip through them so that the lighting is more diffused. You can use double-sided 3M tape to stick them on the wall once you're done, but in the end, it will look much better. And finally, I feel like you could do something more creative with that wall of acoustic panels. Maybe something like ADRIAN's setup with the hexagon panels, because right now, that entire left wall is taking away the spotlight of your awesome budget setup. Thank you, Alfie, for entering. Coming in at number 3 is Angad from California and his super clean and minimalistic gaming setup featuring the IKEA Mom Desk. You can't get more minimal than this, ladies and gentlemen. Even his wallpaper is minimal. Angad is using a 27-inch 144Hz gaming monitor from LG to do all the gaming on, as well as graphic design and schoolwork. He's using the GK61 budget 60% gaming keyboard and a G203 mouse with a clever way of hiding the cables without having to drill a hole in the mouse pad. I love that he carried the white on black theme over to his PC as well. We have the Ryzen 5 3600 in here with the 1660 Super. I love that you picked up white cable extensions. However, running that cable through that specific cutout looks weird since you're not using a full-size GPU. What you can do is actually run the cable through the rear cutout of the case, similar to what I did with my white build. Since it has a straighter path, it's gonna look a lot cleaner. Also, adding a bit of plantation was a nice subtle touch to your setup to give it some substance. And that desk lamp you have there is pretty cool. I've been staring at it since the beginning. I love how it has a built-in LCD screen to show weather and the date, but on top of that, it lights up from the base and the tip, and it even doubles as a wireless charger. Probably the coolest desk lamp I've seen on the show. I've managed to find it on Walmart only, and it goes for a little under $80. And I know some of you guys might be interested in it, so I'll leave you a link to it down below. A beautiful, clean, minimalistic setup. Thank you, Angad, for entering. Hey guys, it's Austin from Idaho and his dual monitor budget setup that he uses for gaming, video editing, and graphic design. But Ed, he has 2 monitors and what appears to be a sick looking PC. How can this possibly be budget, you might be asking? You'll see. For starters, he's rocking 2 budget 24-inch Scepter 165Hz monitors that he mounted against the desk. These are the most affordable 165Hz monitors you can currently buy for less than $200. In fact, I featured these in my budget gaming monitors under $200 a while back. So give it a watch if you guys are looking to pick up a 144Hz or higher gaming monitor. For peripherals, he's rocking the Ducky 1-2 Mini with white keycaps and the glorious Model O gaming mouse. Very nice combo. I also noticed that one of your speakers is blocking off one of your monitors because you don't have enough space on your desk. Here's a tip I can give you and anyone else watching that has a similar situation. If you don't mind your speakers hanging off the side of your desk, then what you can do is buy an articulating arm and clamp it to your desk behind your monitor. Then buy any type of a flat tray and clamp it to the arm itself to create an adjustable speaker stand. This way you can have the speaker hovering to the left of your monitor instead of blocking it. That's definitely one option out there if you don't feel like mounting it on the wall. Where Austin saved most of his money is actually from the PC. He is still on the DDR3 platform. He's got the 4th gen processor with a GTX 980. You, my friend, are in the perfect position to upgrade since Nvidia launched their new cards. Whether you want to pick up a new 30 series card or buy a used 20 series card, you are definitely going to get the most value from your upgrade. The cables seem to be managed exceptionally by mounting both power strips on the bottom and using cable clips to help with routing. And then you have this random black cable coming out of nowhere. The empty shoeboxes on the wall are an interesting choice, but I guess it beats the alternative of not having anything up there. Personally, I would much rather mount that PC of yours, which will not only look amazing on the wall, but will also free up extra space on your desk. You know, you did your best to cram everything on that small desk, and because of that, you made some sacrifices. I'm confident with some minor tweaks and adjustments, you can really improve your setup further. Thank you, Austin, for entering. Last but not least, we have Dan the Man from Georgia and his super clean black and red gaming setup. We got the good old IKEA Linman tabletop, but I like how he modded it, so check this out. He used some red tape to add a bit of design, going across the table and around the mouse pad. It might not be the best option for everyone, but if you're looking to spice up your desk a bit for cheap, you can buy colored tape and come up with some cool designs that fit your setup's theme. He's also using a 24-inch LG monitor that he lifted up using a tiny glass riser, and for peripherals, we got the HyperX alloy keyboard and the glorious Model D, but instead of drilling a hole in the desk, he used zip ties and routed the cables on the right towards the PC. Nicely done. I love all the custom DIY stuff he has done for his setup, like the custom headphone stand that he made out of an old camera stand and his wall art that was made from used yard signs. Creativity is definitely here. He also did an excellent job managing the cables by using a few spiral sleeves to cover the wires, and he built a tiny shelf under his desk to store his UPS off the ground. Well done. And finally, we have his budget PC, powering it all with a Ryzen 5 3600 and an RX 580. I'm really loving the simplicity and creativity of this setup. It just goes to show what you can really do on a tight budget. Thank you for entering. And that does it for this episode. Make sure to comment down below on your favorite setup and let me know why you picked it. Before you guys go, consider dropping a like if you enjoyed the show and consider subscribing for more setup wars every single Monday. I love you beautiful thick thighs, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.